it take to sell land? A question that likely goes into people's minds for land sales is how long does it take to sell a piece of land? The length of time taken to sell a piece of land can vary considerably between different types of land. The reason for this is that the market for land can be more complicated than, say, a simple sale of personal property, a food item, or selling homes. Land buyers are also less common compared to your average, traditional, everyday house sale. In this video, we'll talk about the process and the time factors for selling land. We'll outline some unique challenges that make selling more difficult compared to selling other types of property. Time factors to consider when selling land. As we mentioned, there are several variables that come into consideration when determining the time for land to sell. This makes estimating an accurate time frame difficult, if not impossible. What we cannot estimate, however, is the time that it will take to find the right buyers. This part is undoubtedly the part that is the most difficult to estimate. It could take us several months or several years. Estimate time to sell land. To make things simple, here are some factors you can consider that can help you to understand so that you can estimate the time taken to sell your land. 1. Are you willing to work with an estate or land agent? 2. Are you only interested in dealing with cash buyers for your land? 3. Are you looking for fast cash, or do you want to wait for the right buyer for a higher price? 4. Can your marketing strategy afford to take months or years? 5. Are you a seller that's approachable and welcoming? 6. What is the current local market for your land? Your answer to these questions can help you make an educated estimate of how long it takes to sell land fast. The ultimate time factor in all this is you. Does selling land take longer? Yes, it may take longer to sell land than, say, existing homes for sale, or land with structures and utilities, water, electric, even gas. Selling raw land privately. Selling land without an estate or land agent means taking on all the work by yourself. You can speed up this process by learning more about selling land by owner. Another option is working with a cash land buyer. Many land investors can reduce the time it takes to sell land by months. Selling land with an estate or land agent. Getting in touch with estate or land agents will undoubtedly relieve you of a lot of stress. Though this convenience might give you time back, there is still a great deal of waiting around for a buyer and a hefty fee to pay, 8% to 10%. Compared to selling property by owner, however, having an estate or land agent means leaving the time factor to them. If your estate or land agent is experienced, has a lot of contacts, and can generate strong interest for your property through competent marketing, then the time to sell the property may be shorter. No matter how experienced an estate or land agent is, the primary factors influencing a sale are almost always the land's features, such as price, location, and the type of buyers it attracts. Here is a checklist of the things you need to do and know to sell your land fast. 1. Do your research. 2. Study the land market for your land. 3. Identify your target land buyer. 4. Create a marketing plan. 5. Make a detailed land advert on as many websites as you can. 6. Reach out to your network. 7. Consult with an estate or land agent. 8. Include all information that potential land buyers may need. Remember that this land selling checklist does not cover everything. Working through this checklist initially will help with estimating the time to sell land. Some tips on how to sell land fast. Set your price early. Price is the first thing people look at. A buyer that can see the pricing of the land will also immediately know if he or she can afford it. Have your contracts ready. Having your contracts ready before you even start meeting buyers can save a lot of time. Do your homework on what documents you need, or consult a solicitor or conveyancer. Make yourself reachable and available. Make sure that you are reachable through as many routes as possible. It can be text, email, social media messages, or calls. Be flexible in your requirements. If your aim is to sell quickly, try to be flexible in your contract requirements and opt for the most convenient and quickest agreement that are reasonable to you.